Hi crafters, it's Chloe from Chloe's Creative Cards, and today I am really excited to be showing you how to create this fabulous, very sparkly Christmas card. So we're going to be using our Winter Wonderland Poinsettia stamp and die set. We're going to use some fabulous Festive Foliage foiled acetate. We're going to be using some embossing folders, and we're going to use a sentiment stamp as well on this particular project. So we will get started. So I've taken a 7x7 card blank, a little bit smaller this time to what we normally create. And then I've taken a piece of white card and I've trimmed it down to 6 3/4 inches square, and then another piece of white card and I've trimmed that one down to 6.5 inches square. Okay, then we're going to take our Gemini plates. So I've got my 2 white plates here, and I'm going to take my Blizzard embossing folder. So this is this one here with that gorgeous Blizzard pattern on. So I'm going to pop that in the middle and run this through our machine. And we'll just grab that when it's done at the other side. So I'm going to lift that out and you will see we've got this really beautiful, deep embossed snowflake background now. So this is going to be perfect to use on our card. So what we're going to do before we do that is I've got a piece of vellum, and this is from our Snowflake Flurry Vellum collection. And I'm going to tear a little piece of it just to go across the middle. Now on the finished sample, put it across and then kind of hid it with a sentiment. But if you put a smaller sentiment on, you'll see the little vellum band across the middle. So in order to keep my straight line, I'm going to use just my Gemini plate. It always comes in handy. And you can use your stamping mat to use the grid to line it up like this. And then you're just going to tear that little piece of vellum off, and we're going to pop that across the middle of the card. So I'm just going to give it a little fold like this. And then we'll take a little bit of dry clear glue. Just a little bit of glue on the back. So just stick that down into place. There we go. And then we're going to pull that tight and just stick that at the other side as well. Okay, so what we're going to do after that is we are going to take a chisel tip glue pen. I can get the pin in the top of my glue. There we go. So one of our fabulous chisel tip glue pens, and we're going to add that glittery little border. So I've got a piece of scrap card that I can work on here. So I'm going to flip that over. I'm going to take my chisel tip glue pen. I'm just going to give it a little push just to make sure it's got glue running to the tip. And then I'm going to take that pen, hold it at about a 45-degree angle and just drag it towards yourself. And then we're going to take some Crystal Crush glitter. Just get my little scoop out of my other glitter pot. There we go. And then we'll just take our little scoop, scoop it over the top like that, and that then gives us the glittery border. So we're going to go along all 4 edges. Like that. And then we'll grab the other piece in as well, and we're going to do exactly the same again. So just drag your glue pen along each edge. There we go. And then we'll put that lid back on. Okay, so then we'll start to build our card up. So I'm going to take some foam pads. So I'm going to use the 2mm ones for a bit of a change. I normally use 3mm, but I'll try and keep this one a little bit flatter. Of course, as always, you don't have to put as many foam pads on as I do. I like my cards to be nice and balanced and sturdy, especially for us because a lot of them are finished samples, so they do get handled quite a lot. So we'll pop some foam onto here. Or if you want to keep the card flat, you can stick all the layers flat if you want to. It's completely up to you if you want them to post it and things like that. So we'll just take the backs off like this. And then those are going to go straight into the bin. And we'll pop that. Just line that up there. And then flip that over, foam pads on the back. There we go. And then we'll take our card blank. I like to keep my fold to the top, but again, completely up to you. And we'll stick that down onto there. Okay, so that's, you can see how our card is starting to come together. So I'm going to show you how to make the poinsettia next. So I've taken a piece of vellum. This is from the Snowflake Flurry printed vellum pack. Again, all of the materials I'll link in the description below, so please do have a little look in there, and they're all available from our website, which is chloescreativecards.co.uk. So I'm going to be using a Wow embossing powder, so it's Sparkling Snow that I'm using, and I've got my stamp from my stamp set stuck onto my acrylic block. So we're going to take our clear embossing ink card and we're going to ink up our stamp, and we're going to stamp and emboss 3 of the poinsettias. That's number 1. Number 2. Do one more. I'm going to pop it about here so then we get a bit of lighter vellum as well. It's my 3rd one. So we'll take our embossing powder, sprinkle this over the top, any excess back into the jar, like that. And then we're going to heat this up. Got a couple of bits on there where it's a little bit, must have a little bit of ink on. Just dust those off. So then holding your heat gun still, you're just going to wait for that embossing powder to melt and change. There we go. And then next up, you can take the little matching die and you can pop this over the top of the poinsettia, like so. You grab a little bit of low tack tape and we'll just tape that down into place. And we'll send that through the die cutting machine. Now I'm only going to die cut out one because I've got the others already done. So sandwich that all together and send that through. There we go, and And then when we take that out and take the low tack tape off, you will have your lovely, oh, my little machine doesn't seem to have gone all the way through there. Let me pop that. Oh, I should have put a metal plate in. It's me sending the wrong sandwich through. Don't know why these white plates seem to be a little bit thinner than my clear ones. Right, so we'll send that through again. Probably because they're quite worn now. There we go. And then we've got our lovely die cut poinsettia. Okay, so I've got 3 that I've already got that are done here. So what we're then going to do is take our poinsettias and pinch just down the middle of the petals like this. So you can just work round pinching these petals like so, adding that little bit of shape to them. Might actually bring that one in that I've just done, because these 3 all look like they're from the middle, so they're quite light. This one was a little bit darker. So we'll just work round, pinching those petals. Like so. And then I'm going to add a little blob of glue just in the middle of there. And then we can just start to layer this together. Like that. Okay, and next up I want to create the centre. So I'm going to put my little flower to one side to dry there. And then I've got my Stamen die. Honestly, use this one all the time. It is like one of those dies that's just going to live on your craft desk. Just use my little junior plates with it this time. So just going to send that through our Gemini. So I'm cutting this from Silver Mirror card. There we go. And then if we take our little pokey tool, you can push out a couple of the stamen. So for example, I'm going to use this one here, I think, which is a slightly larger one. And I'll use this little one next to it, which is a smaller one. And then I'll keep the others and use those on another project. So what we're then going to do is take our little stamen, we'll take this smaller one, pop it in the middle, just roll it with your fingers, little blob of glue. And there we go. And then we'll take a sparkler, which is one of our really luxurious jewels. I'm going to pop that into the middle. Like so. And then we'll grab our little poinsettia back in. Little blob of glue in the middle. Just stick that down like so. So that's then ready to go onto our card. So it looks all very pretty, but it needs a little bit more adding to it. So what we're going to do is I've taken some of our gorgeous foliage And I've just realised that I haven't glittered quite enough, but we've got some different ones for this project, so we'll use those instead, the little berry branches. So what I've done is taken my foiled acetate, and I've got a little piece that I can show you. It's not the exact same leaf, it's a different pattern. But what you're going to do is take your acetate, flip it over, and then take your, it dries clear PVA glue. Super duper important that it dries clear. So then you're going to go in onto the back. You're going to scribble all over with your glue. Now it looks an absolute mess when you do it to start with like this. But bear with it, trust the process. You can go in, and then you're going to take a little bit of scrap paper again. I'm going to take a Sparkelicious glitter, not that one. I'm going to take this one. Nearly picked the wrong one up there, that was nearly disastrous. We're using Winter Sky, which is like a purpley, bluey, lilac-y, iridescent-y kind of glitter. Pick that off. We're going to tap away the excess. Now when I turn that over, it just looks white. Yeah, when it dries, the glue will dry clear and the glitter will shine through. So we're going to utilise these ones that I've already done here. So let me sprinkle that back into there. And then I've got my foliage that's already done here. And then what's so cool about acetate is you don't need to stress about cutting it out, because you can literally just roughly, and I mean very roughly, just snip around the edges like this. There we go. And that'll then create your little bits of foliage to tuck in behind your flower. So we're going to start off by getting this flower stuck on. So I'm going to use a little bit of, actually I'm not, I'm going to do the sentiment first. Sorry, I'm jumping about all over here, aren't I? I am a nightmare. So put my little bits of foliage to one side. I'll talk you through those in a moment. But what we're going to do first is stamp our sentiment. So we are using Scent with warmest thoughts and best wishes for a wonderful Christmas and a happy new year, which is lovely, lovely. Nice to use inside your cards as well. So we're going to take our ink pad, we're going to ink up that stamp, position it down onto our little piece of card and press. Now I've gone bang in the middle because I'm going to die cut it with an oval. So if we lift that off, and then we can take our polished silver superfine embossing powder, sprinkle that over the top, tap away any excess. I've got right inky fingers going on today. There we go. And then we're just going to heat this up. Take our die. So this is from the Scalloped and Pierced Ovals die set. I'm just going to give this a little waft just to get it cool, because you can actually smudge your embossing if it's still hot. So we're going to take this, I'm going to position it down onto my card, take just a small bit of low tack tape either side. And then I'll just take my Gemini plates and run this through. I'm going to lift this away. I'm going to flip that over and I'm going to put a few foam pads just onto the back. So I'm going to stick my sentiment down first, and then we can build our little arrangement around that. So I'm going to take a little bit of pin flare. I'm going to stick my flower down first, and then I'm going to grab in my little holly leafy sprig things, and I'm going to put some little jewels onto there. Well, not jewels actually, I'm going to use pearls. So I've got these pretty little pearls. So these are from the Everyday Essentials pearl box, which is gorgeous. So just add a few little dots of glue onto there. And then I just need to find, let me have a little look, a little picky up tool. Go. And then I'm going to take a little bit of pin flare glue and just pop a little bit onto the back of my acetate, and then start and just tuck my little bits of acetate in and around. So these ones I've done with Winter Sky, Sparkelicious. These ones also I've done with Winter Sky. So it just takes a little bit of time to kind of decide where you want bits to go. This one's going to be slightly different because I've got some more pearly bits to go in on this one compared to my previous one. Oh, but I'm liking it already. I like this look, it looks good. Kind of just tuck them in. And then with these little individual holly leaves, I like to crease them just down the middle. I'd have to go with a bigger one there. Like this maybe. Yeah. And a little one in there. I don't know if I might like that there. That. But anyway, you can faff on as much as you like with these. So I'm going to tuck you in there. Put the glue on you. Tuck that one in there. Glue on there. There we go. And then to finish the card off, I'm just going to add 3 little jewels into each corner. And that would be your finished project. So this one's got a few more pearls on, and this one's got a little bit more of the kind of glittery foliage on. The little swirls I've done with Crystal Crush, Sparkelicious, and yeah, that is your finished project. So I really hope that you've enjoyed creating this one with me today. All of the materials are listed in the description below, so please do have a little look in there. If you haven't done so already, do subscribe to our channel. We've got loads of videos on there, loads of inspiration, and give this video a like. I hope to see you again very soon. Thank you for joining me. Bye.